And we're back. Everybody doing okay? Out there watching, y'all doing all right? Let me do the thing. Everybody. A thumbs up is also okay. We learned before that sometimes people can't find it, and when our friends are like this. All right. So Lily.
Yes.
There's this child in a black box, and you said you're scanning with the med scanner. Right?
I'm scanning with the bioscanner, which is different from the med scanner. The bioscanner picks up biological, not frequencies.
So here's the thing. Two things. One, she is alive.
Right.
Two, within 100 meters, coming from many different directions, mostly above you, are quite a few other life signs. I take that back. One other life sign. But it is in the direction of that skittering sound you hear. So I should have been much more clearer. Your bioscanner does two things. I thought you had the sound muted for you.
I did. It just got like I just swooped in. It just swooped in, and I felt it down my spine.
So, the bioscanner allows you to scan the immediate area for signs of life and can scan for 100 meters in all directions without being blocked by most known metals. It can tell you the location of signs of life, but not what that life is. You have 3 signs of life. You have Caliban, you have Ariel, and you have something descending from above you.
I'm going to leave.
You want to what?
I'm leaving.
You're leaving? Oh, all right.
I am alone, and there's another sphincter back in the room that I was in.
I want to tell you that you gained 2 XP.
Oh. I am not afraid.
You know how on the XP chart that you have available in Roll20, it says enter redacted location and survive encounter with redacted?
Yes.
That was this.
Oh. Cool, great. Awesome.
Now I can put in here. Okay. So you have entered Caliban's location and survived an encounter with Caliban.
Cool.
You return to the collapsed ventricle. There's an orifice in there and a skittering sound behind you. And you turn around, and that's when we cut back to Ned and Different, who just blew the shit out of 8 cybernetic husks.
Yup.
You follow this back around, and you remember the location that you arrive at, because you arrive back in the room where Lily was sucked into the flesh wall.
Different does their best to look exacerbated.
Exacerbated? Exasperated?
That's whatever that word is.
I wasn't sure. I was like, well, exacerbated isn't also a word.
Frustrated is also another term.
Mm-hmm.
Annoyed. But it doesn't really look like anything.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
It's like,
while you're pretending not to be annoyed, the walls start to engorge. And what that means specifically is that the room starts to squeeze. And is closing in on you. What do you do? Oh, I should go
run?
back to other music.
run for an exit of some kind?
So, there's the way that you came in. There's the orifice to your right that you cut through before, at the beginning of this session tonight. And there's a throbbing flesh corridor ahead of you. But this room is very quickly squeezing on you.
Yeah.
Basically, you can take one action.
Ned's cutting to the right to the one we've already went through, hoping that if we go back that way, we could go a different direction and...
Yeah, this is back to where you killed the confused husk earlier.
Yeah.
I will follow Dad.
Can you both make a speed check, please?
Probably not, but we'll try.
Probably, you know. I whoopsie doodles.
I told you.
Hmm.
Not gonna happen. We don't know how to make speed checks.
So...
Great job, dear friend.
This is interesting that you had a critical failure.
Yeah, it sure
Here.
it sure seems that way.
It sure seems interesting.
It sure does. It sure could.
Maria, you're
Yeah.
so fun.
I sure try to be.
You know, it's just... Why can I not find... It's the second glass of wine, that's why. Tell you what. There's going to be two things. First of all, I need you both to make a body save.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's see how this does.
Okay, you both fail.
But I got a crit fail.
Again.
No, I'm aware. Oh, I'm very
Again.
aware. So, first of all, you are fortunate you only take 1 damage as this thing is starting to squeeze you, except different. It's just too much. All this organicness, all this wet flesh, and I would like you to make a panic check.
Oh, that doesn't happen very often.
No, it's very rare for a success. But you know what? You're strong. Tell me what inner reservoir of strength you pull on that keeps you from totally losing it here.
I still have a mission to complete. There's no damn way I'm gonna let it stop here with this stupid squishy corridor.
The squish room.
The squish room.
You're both kind of held. You're trying to force your way out, and I need you both to make a body save again. Unless you... Well, actually, let me pull that back for a moment. What do you do to try to get out?
I try to not default to a grenade because I still have
Thank you. for
4
not
of them. I think I
think Ned's got his crowbar and is like using it to like stab into it and like pull himself forward.
Oh, that's really good. Actually, can you give me a combat check?
Yeah, I will try.
Wow.
Ned. Wow, Ned.
wow.
Yeah, so now if you could give me your body save and advantage.
Okay.
The critical failure doesn't happen because you're at advantage.
Thankfully.
That's
So
a regular
you only
failure.
have a regular failure rather than a critical failure.
Yep.
Yeah, so
God, this is...
you're each going to take 5 damage as this thing is squishing you and compressing you.
We take 5 damage?
Yes.
Okay.
Both of us?
Yes, you can make it. You can make. No, you can't hear. No, you already made the save. I mean, that is the save.
Yeah.
What do you do this time? How do you try to get out? You could feel when you use the crowbar. You can feel it getting a little bit easier.
I'm gonna pull out the hand welder and heat up the end of the crowbar,
Yes.
and then start using it to like basically make it a very hot knife and just
Ooh.
Hot knife.
Real hot knife.
oh, that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. I'm
I'm
just trying
gonna
to-
say you can feel the walls shuddering, and you can. It's getting a little bit. Yeah. What about you? Different. What are you doing?
I don't really have a whole lot to. I'm not exactly made for tight places, so I'm just kind of
Mm-hmm.
pushing and shoving as best as I can.
All right. Can you give me another body save then?
Certainly.
It's rough in here. It is getting Taryn, can you roll me
For sure.
2d10 again, or just 2d10 for your damage?
very-
Just to be clear, this is a
Roll
damage
really
roll.
low. That's not low.
Da-da-da. Yeah, you can just barely push your. At this point, you kind of cut through the engorged flesh walls that are impinging into your personal space and squeezing the life out of you both. And you push yourself out, and you're back in that empty chamber. Up ahead is a corridor that you haven't gone, a flesh corridor you haven't gone down yet, and off to your right is the corridor with the fruit sacks.
Oh.
Right.
We take that 12 damage, right?
No, that wasn't your damage. That was the damage
that
that he
was
did
me
to the
doing
wall.
damage.
That's so much better. Cool. Sorry.
And then I'm gonna like turn around and like stick because the crowbars got that like the crowbar end, and he's gonna stick that and then hand it to like try and push that to where different is and pull them out.
Yeah. You can get them out
Okay.
for sure. So let's go back to Lily.
Yes, let's.
Lily, you're back in this. What did we call this? This collapsed
The
ventricle.
collapsed ventricle, which really gives you clues to where I am.
And this is what you see coming behind you is exactly what you thought it was, which is to say a very large biomechanical spider with egg sacs pulsating on its back.
Disgusting.
Jesse. Okay. In the room with all these monitors, the eyes looking at you, this thing, I need you to make a fear save to see if you are surprised. You are surprised.
I am surprised.
So you're going to take a stress. And
Oh no, I have one stress now.
the biomechanical spider hits you for 12 damage, and I need you to make a body save to avoid being snatched. That's a
I'll make
failure.
that.
Yep. This thing grabs you and pulls you down to the ground.
Ooh.
Yeah. You're right, Maria. There's having a spider in the heart.
Not good.
Not good for your like, well-being.
Right.
Yeah, didn't they
does
let
this-
him learn
does-
their lesson from the little lady who swallowed a fly?
Does this anything about this place seem healthy to you?
I mean, some of the skin did look like it got exfoliated. It's hydrated
I
for
was gonna
sure.
say, it seems like fleshy and pulsating, and like nothing seems too inflamed.
I would like for you to make another fear save for the second round. A speed check, not a fear save, a speed check.
Just a basic speed check.
Every round, do a speed check to see if you go before or after failure. The spider auto hits you because you are prone and does another 13 damage to you.
Listen, difference analysis of Lily's well-being is definitely going to come true sooner rather than
I was about to say,
You know, you
different
might be
wasn't
onto
right
something.
before.
No, but
What do you do? You're
I'm
down on the
still-
ground. You're fighting with this thing. What do you do?
I'm still holding. I have been and continue to hold my hand welder. I'm going to put my hand welder into its face hole
Okay.
to make a hole.
I think this makes a lot of sense. Could you do me the favor of making a combat check?
Yep, I can. I failed. Surprise.
You've got it right in his face. Let's do it at an advantage.
Okay.
Remember, combat is not...
I failed again.
Oh, you failed by one. Hey, Maddie, thank you for the raid. Content warning to everybody. There are spiders and flesh corridors and gigantic sphincters. This is a science fiction horror game.
body horror.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the horror.
Yeah. So I don't want anybody to be surprised. That's all. We're having a good time. We have our safety tools and all of those things. So with people coming in, I just think it's fair to give you a content warning. But thank you very much, Maddie. So that to say, this thing is chowing down on you. You've got what is it again? What's it actually called in the
hand welder?
The hand welder?
That's what it's called in the equipment list?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not the laser cutter. Yeah,
Right.
that is part of my equipment, but I do
Yes.
not.
The laser cutter would be...
I have not been holding it.
I mean, it wouldn't be a poor choice. Oh, here
I
we go.
know.
Okay. Yeah. So you're like in close quarters combat with this giant biomechanical spider. It's giant for a spider. It's not giant. It's like the size of a large dog, which for a spider is quite large.
I was gonna say that's really freaking big for a spider.
Yeah. Yeah, can you give me another speed check?
Sure thing.
Good luck.
Thanks.
That's going to be a
I failed.
failure. So
Have we made a speed check tonight?
Mm-mm.
y'all are not that quick. You're going to take 14 damage. Actually, you can do a body save for half.
I'm gonna do a body save for half, and I'm going to fail it with one. Yep. Cool.
That's why you have to make it's a calculation. Do I want it to make the save with the chance of stress? But
Man, I had no stress up until this moment.
yeah, but now you have a lot. So what do you do if this thing's on you?
Now I think I'm going to fumble and reach for my laser cutter.
Ooh, yes, the laser cutter.
I will try to jam the hand welder into its mouth as I reach for the laser cutter.
So keep in mind that it takes a full round to recharge between shots, but that's okay.
That's fine.
Can you make a combat check? Just
Yeah.
that regular. No.
Wow.
No.
Quite.
Yeah, you fail. So you miss. And as it hits the wall, a bunch, like half a dozen of those terminals with the giant staring eyes explode in a
Good,
shower of
good.
sparks and glass shards and all of that. It rains down. And Ned and different, you feel again the walls kind of move. That thing did some damage to the organism. Yeah. So, do you want to make a speed check again to try to go before the spider bites on you again?
Sure thing. I can do that. I failed.
No, you fail, and it is definitely because you're down. Like it knocked you down. It snatched
Yeah.
you. So that's why
Yeah.
it doesn't even have to make a combat check to try to hit you. It just does 11 damage to you.
Okay. All right.
How
Okay.
are you looking? Lo?
Well, I was at 78, and now I'm at 28.
Oh, hey, me too. We're doing.
I've lost 50 health in 30
Ned-
seconds.
Fine.
I like how Ned had the least amount of health, but is still doing very good right now.
So what do you do as this thing is fighting with you for your life? You're on the ground. Your laser cutter is going to take a minute to take a second to recharge. What do you do?
Can I don't know, like jury rig my laser cutter to just explode on me? Just get it off. Somehow, like snap it and like expose a part that could be.
You will both take the damage.
That's fine. I will get spider off of me.
Okay, yeah, make a jury rigging check. That's a intelligence check plus your expert skill.
Yep. Critical success.
Critical success.
Crit success.
That
That's right.
is so good.
Wonderful,
That's right.
wonderful, wonderful.
This was all narrative.
The implications that has. The strength that has.
I'm gonna
Worldwide influence.
say
International
that
implications.
You don't fuck with me, I fuck with you and myself.
The only person who makes me bleed my own blood is me.
So here's what I'm going to say. So the it's going to go off. It's going to be the laser cutter will be useless, but because it's a critical success, I'm going to say that you don't take the damage from it. And I'm going to say that as you like rip off the shielding off of this thing, the safety mechanism while it's recharging, you just take the capacitor, smash the wires together, and shove it into the spider. Here's the thing: not only does it the spider just explodes into what is it? The sparks and viscera, as Maria said. So does the egg sac on back of it. And 3 very small biomechanical spiders
Oh, for fuck's sake.
blurt out. But they're very small. They're not nearly as large. Splurt out onto the walls. And they're a little bit disoriented.
I want to take advantage of this and stomp them with my mag boots, if possible.
Oh, that's good. That's real good. Can you give me a speed check to do that first?
Sure thing. It's failed.
Failed.
Stop making me roll. Stop making me roll speed checks.
They're just getting worse too. Like they're getting closer to
Do
100.
any of you see the flow chart? The flow chart where it has
I know.
Uh-huh.
speed check every turn.
Listen.
Listen, I get it. I understand. I do not like, but I understand.
We're just not good at them.
I will also point you to the very first sentence in the section on combat. Combat in Mothership is incredibly deadly and usually best avoided altogether in favor of running and hiding. Remember, this is not D&D.
I tried to do that now, didn't I? I tried to.
Okay, so I'm going to say that you could go around and you're going to stomp them, but they're each going to get one little tiny chance to bite you.
Okay. All right. Yep. That's fine. This is fine.
They all miss, and you can just stomp them out.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Stomp. All right, we're going to cut back now to Ned and Different.
All right. Have fun, y'all.
Difference?
Enjoy.
Difference.
Good luck. Did I get any experience from that? We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. So you are looking at the corridor ahead of you that you haven't gone down yet. And of course, the corridor back over to the fruit sacks.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Ned looks back at different. Can we go straight, please?
It seems that my
Mm-hmm.
evaluations on direction have led us into less than optimal situations. So
Situations, huh?
perhaps you should take the lead.
Maybe I will, okay? Ned's
Yes,
gonna
that's what
start
I
walking.
suggested.
I know, okay? I'm walking.
As we're walking, I say, I appreciate that you pulled me out of that strange situation we were just in.
With the engorged chamber.
That's the one.
You're welcome. Couldn't leave you behind. Just like we're not leaving Lily behind. She's alive, damn it.
So here's the thing: as you're going down this corridor, it starts to bend down, and you're in microgravity. Not micro. You're in significantly reduced gravity. I think we determined. But it is, as you look down, a 100-meter drop into a chamber. What would you like to do?
Check my inventory.
Can we see what it dumps into?
A chamber like the one that you've seen before, with stuff moving down there. What would you like to do?
Is it still fleshy?
Is everything still fleshy? Always assume everything is fleshy.
It is not engorged, but it is fleshy and glistening and
hydrated.
moist.
Well hydrated is what I like to say instead.
It's very organic.
Can we make out anything of the shapes if there?
Can we make out?
Can we make out? If there's any.
Listen, if there was a willing android, no. Anyways, so I will say that it's 100 meters down, so you would need some sort of equipment to help you look to see any details down there. Do you have any equipment that can help you do that?
What do you got on you?
I have a body cam and a heads-up display. And also grenades.
Not.
And that's why I want to know what's down there.
I do have the bioscanner, but that only tells us that there's.
Do you pull out the
life
bioscanner?
signs. Yeah, I'll put the bioscanner. Check it
There
out.
are 5 life signs just at the edge of the range, straight down at that bottom of that thing.
Gotcha. Well, there's 5.
5. There are
5.
5
There's
life
5.
signs.
There's 5 life signs different, so.
Well.
Can I take a page from your book for a second?
I pull out the manual, treat your rifle like a lady, and I say, of course.
No.
Somebody clip that.
I took a page out of your book, and he knew it as soon as he said it. No, not literally different. I meant, like, I'm gonna do something you did earlier, and he's just gonna, like, hello, and just, like, yell down the hole.
Oh.
Well,
I'll put my book back while we wait for any sort of response. It's important.
The shapes at the bottom stop moving.
Mm-hmm. I think they're more of those husk things, probably.
I do have a expedient solution to that sort of problem.
I kind of figured you did.
I pull out 2 grenades. I think about it. I put one of them back.
Good rationing. Good rationing protocol.
I love playing with Maria so much.
And I hold it out to you and I say, would you like to do the honors?
Well, it's kind of my area of expertise.
It's certainly not mine.
I have explosives.
I don't.
But in another way, Different has explosives and Ned does not.
True.
Correct.
But I have training.
Correct.
So, are you doing the thing?
Yes. I'm gonna... What kind of timer do you got on these?
I never fully figured it out.
Cool. Good.
I thought you said
good.
you had training.
I'm gonna look at it. Like...
Yeah, you can. It's got a pit. You know, it definitely has a timer in it, and you're judging by local gravity and the distance and your expertise, you're fairly confident that it should reach the bottom just before it explodes.
Okay. Especially if I give it like some like.
If you kind of chunk it, yeah, put a little bit of something on it.
Yeah, played some AAA ball
Right.
in middle school.
AAA ball in middle school? Wow, what a phenom! Wow. Okay, you chunk that thing down there and kind of stand back for a moment. And there's an explosion, and after a moment, coming up out of the hole, you can see just kind of coming up some debris and bits and gunk, and it falls back down.
Does it look solely organic, or does it seem to have also mechanical parts?
Oh, it has
Did
lots
we do
of
a
mechanical.
murder?
No, you did. There were lots of mechanical parts in it.
Did we do a real murder or a good murder?
I mean, so if you look back down, there's no more motion down there.
Yeah.
Nothing's moving.
Pull out the bioscanner again.
Yeah, there's no life signs down there.
You're getting good at this.
I do only have 3 grenades left.
Okay. That's good information to have.
Would you like to hold on to one?
Normally not, but
I hand him one.
feels like
Why would the explosive expert not want the grenades?
well,
Because they are explosive. You don't necessarily want them on your body.
That's fair. That's very fair.
yeah. Yes.
All right.
Okay. And then, yeah.
Do you? What do you do now?
I kind of look down and I see there's no movement, and I say, well, tally ho, I suppose. And I'm just gonna take a step off and just kind of start sinking.
Did you just say tally ho?
I
What
look
are
up.
you?
I look up at you and kind of say a little bit louder. I certainly did. I found it somewhere in my memory banks.
That's like watching you fall. Like,
You
what?
friggin' Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
and
just-
different. You don't take any fall damage because the gravity is so low. You kind of do your superhero landing if you want.
No, I just land straight up like a stick.
Perfect.
after like a moment or two, Ned is gonna follow suit, of course.
And down in here, you see an orifice. You also see lots and lots of blown apart bits of cybernetic husks and some other parts of something else that was sort of cybernetic biomechanical, but hard to say what it was. So, there's a sphincter ahead of you. Do you do the thing?
Yeah, do the thing.
And you open it up, and you see a pool on the floor of some other liquid, and a bunch of people merged into the wall.
Oh, hey!
Converging almost.
You're so close.
We're getting there.
You're so close.
Speaking of which, Lily, you're back in this room with the terminal monitors, and you just squished a bunch of spiders. What would you like to do?
I'm done with this place. I'm smashing whatever is left.
Okay, so you just taking off and just carrying out massive destruction on
I will pull out my crowbar. I have my hand welder. I'm just like...
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to cut back quickly to our friends who are in the, they see these people kind of merged into the flesh and a large sphincter in the floor with an arrow burned into the flesh. What would you like to do?
One, Ned looks at different and points to the arrow and goes, "Told ya!" It proves
I'm
it
not
actually
usually
doesn't
that
prove
wrong.
anything.
Right?
It doesn't actually prove anything, but Ned's taking it as a sign.
Who can
Like,
say
then he
who
looks
made
at all
this?
those faces. He
Who
looks at all
knows
the
who made it?
faces.
Yeah.
And
Do any of them look like Lily?
none of them look like Lily. They all are kind of looking at you, mouths open. They're kind of straining against the flesh.
I wonder... Okay. Theory time. Again. Do these things look like they're turning into what we've been fighting?
Do they look like they're turning into what we've been fighting? Or
They do not look
more
like-
just like people.
They do not look like the cybernetic husks.
Okay.
Okay. What I know what I have in my databanks, essentially the crew manifest of who's supposed to be on the station.
Yes, you would, actually, in your case, specifically.
Like pictures? Like employee headshots?
Why don't you give me an intellect check to see how well your matching algorithms can handle these things that are not quite people, but...
Okay.
If you have it, and I say intellect, well, that wasn't going to help. I was going to say you might be able to add something to your target value, but with a 98,
Y'all, can we
they're
roll?
they're so. The thing is, they've been so modified and merged that it's impossible to really match them against anything.
Okay. It'll still not really move away from the theory that Different was about to just talk about. As they say, I believe they may have been what is left of the crew that was here.
Ah. Right. Are they alive? I could actually, I'm kind of the doctor here. I probably should check to see if they're alive. I'm not
I
gonna,
do have some
shouldn't touch them.
training that I remembered from some databank somewhere about
There
the
are
human anatomy.
half a dozen, a little bit more than half a dozen life signs here in this room. Each of them is alive in some sense of the word.
In some sense.
Again, it doesn't tell you what those life signs are. It just tells you
Yeah.
that something is registering as alive. Somewhere off down below that sphincter with the arrow pointing to it, you can hear the sound of breaking glass.
Yeah. That's gonna be like, we could come back to this and
I think that
head
that is
down.
that's all right. Let's just go after with haste.
But remember,
Post haste.
well, your characters wouldn't remember, but you as players might. As you enter these
Oh yeah.
chambers.
Yep.
The grabby.
The,
grabbies.
there are these flesh-seeking
Don't touch the
wire
walls.
tendrils. But you've got to make at least some contact with it. And as you're going through, the location just floods with tendrils. And I need both of you to make a body save.
Cool.
Oh my god, I succeeded for once!
Ned did not.
I didn't.
Well, you know,
Ned.
not all of us can be as great
Is
as
there a limit to stress?
It just makes panicking a lot easier to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm going to do two things. One, Ned, can you mark somewhere that you are now at infection level 1?
Oopsies!
I certainly
Part
can.
of the crew, part of the ship.
I was gonna do this.
Yes!
And because of that, your immune system is weakening, and I will tell you that until your infection is resolved, all body saves are made at disadvantage.
Fantastic.
Your tummy hurts.
I'm really just enjoying this a lot right
It's just
now.
really
I
great.
also need you to make a panic check.
Fantastic.
This is where that stress comes.
Yeah.
It's just...
Hey, look, I panicked.
You panic.
Hey.
I should have. We didn't. I've been forgetting. But your fear saves were at disadvantage with your android friend in the area. But
I don't
you've
think
been.
I've made a fear
I was
save.
like, you've been. Yeah, but you could have had a critical failure.
True.
earlier.
But I don't.
So
no,
anyway,
I'm saying
can
I
you
don't
can
think
you-
I've
No,
actually,
panic, or no, yeah, it's not. It hasn't been a fear save. This is a panic check, not a fear save.
You did
Wait,
have a fear save earlier.
I had a fear save.
Yes.
Well,
Doesn't matter. Can you roll?
did.
Can you hit that panic effect button? Let's see what you get.
I certainly can.
Do it.
Paranoid. For the next 1d10 days, whenever a character joins your group, even if they only left for a short period of time, make a fear save or gain 1 stress.
Yes.
Oh no, because okay.
Yeah!
No, this is great.
This is perfect.
You really, Lily?
Oh no!
Oh, yes!
Ned.
See now all those
Oh,
talks,
no.
all those talks that Different has been giving about
Yeah.
Lily's been dead this entire time.
Yeah.
Oh. So, in fact, so you're feeling a little bit sick and paranoid. How does it look as you kind of push yourself forward and you find yourself in the next room right before you get to the next room? Tell me about
Like, how's
Ned reacting that he's got this infection, he doesn't feel great, this thing, he's panicked.
Yeah, I think he's just like, it really is like the things Different have been saying. Like before, he kind of like been stealing, but like things have gotten to him actually. Like he hasn't really taken a lot of damage yet, but like he's like feeling sick. Like maybe he thinks the air in his tank is like stale or something, and he's just like, this is not going well. Like, and then just like that intrusive thought of like, what if this is a trap? What if that arrow is a trap? What if we're not supposed to be down here? What if...
Oh no, poor Ned. Oh no.
As you come into the room, you see Lily just engaging in wanton destruction with hand torch and crowbar. And there's 2 things that happen. First of all, Ned, you see her. You need to make a fear save at disadvantage because you have an android with you.
Sorry.
I'm probably also covered in
You
spiders.
succeed. You succeed, however.
Oh.
Very nice. However, in this room,
I need you to roll the 1d10 for the number of days.
oh yeah,
For
good.
the paranoia.
Yeah, it's good. 10 days. 10 days.
As many as
Maximum paranoia.
possible.
Y'all, what's gonna be
Maximum.
like if y'all get back to the ship and there's all those
That's
people
gonna
there?
be...
And all those new people.
Are they really the shit people?
Are they really?
Did they get changed out?
Are they mech people?
I don't...
Are they mech people?
So anyway,
Are you even,
you went-
did
and you
even
see
get
this-
Out? Are you still in?
Lily, you're not quite done, and so there
No.
are still because there are hundreds of these monitors. This place is huge, and their terrifying, unblinking eyes of the ones that aren't destroyed yet swivel towards Different and Ned.
I would like to say when we arrive, oh, it seems my calculations were exceedingly wrong.
And I need you both to make a sanity save. No, not you, Lily. You already
Okay.
did yours.
Whoops.
Okay.
Yeah, so you both fail.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Welcome.
It's just kind of breaking down your mind a little bit. So you all you three see each other now. Lily has destroyed, probably a couple of dozen monitors,
I
but
was
there are
gonna say,
just
I feel like
hundreds of them.
this moment is like Lily freezes with her crowbar like up above her head, like, oh hi, smash.
And you also see the splattered remains of this giant biomechanical spider that was blown apart by a laser cutter. And you also see a gaping, bleeding hole in the organic bulkhead.
Well,
I turn to the three of you, yes.
It seems you have been busy.
I was jumped on by a spider, and I took care of it.
It seems that you jumped on the spider.
Well, I had to get it off of me somehow, so a little tumble here, a little tumble there.
Well, I'm glad you're not actually a lifeless corpse now.
Thank you. So am I, although I have a feeling that even if I had died, I wouldn't be a lifeless corpse here.
That is fairly true. We did come across a few very living dead.
Ned is gonna like grab Different's shoulder and like whisper into their ear, like, Are we sure this is actually Lily?
Are you actually Lily?
I'm going to, because I watched Ned whisper into Different's ear,
He was not subtle.
I would look at Ned and say, suck it up, Ned, it's me.
The voice pattern does, in fact,
I was-
seem to match Lily.
I was gonna say it kind of sound like Lily.
Mm-hmm.
How was the one that didn't give up on you? If you're you. If you're really you.
I was simply being realistic.
No, you... Clearly not, because this is the realistic guy.
I mean, she did disappear into a wall of flesh.
That's the
I
weirdest thing we've seen.
am surprised, but also it's me. Did you, Different, do you have anything in your files on a person, named Caliban or Ariel?
Do I?
GM?
Jim?
Computer? Brain.
Can you make another intellect check, possibly with a bonus for a relevant skill if you have one?
Well, let's see. The only skills that I think would even remotely, computers or I don't know.
Yeah, let's
Biology?
go. Let's add computer for this because there's a particular
Okay.
reason.
Sweet. I did not succeed.
You don't recognize the name Caliban, but you do know that 20 years ago, one of the original arrivals to this station when it was being founded was a young girl named Ariel. I was having to roll for the Caliban part, but Ariel definitely there was somebody named Ariel on the original manifest 20 some odd years ago.
When this place was originally
Yeah, I want to note,
Okay.
Lily, the young girl that you saw was
Was not 20 years old.
correct.
this is very young. Okay. that name does not seem to appear anywhere, but the name Ariel was one of the original members to be on this station over 20 years ago. Is
Over
that
20 years ago?
correct?
And I'm going to look towards the hole that I had crawled
The
through.
bleeding hole.
The bleeding hole. I think I found Ariel. She's not a 20-year-old woman. There's a man fused to the wall in front of her or behind her, doesn't matter. He says he wants to preserve
Thought. There's still eyes, right?
Oh yeah, they are.
I'm gonna continue smashing.
Just while having this conversation.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what. Here's what we're gonna do.
I will continue to smash the eyes.
I'm gonna assume that y'all just take a break, unless you tell me otherwise. I know Lily is gonna continue. Do the other two join her in destroying the monitors?
If there's a console,
There
I
is
would
a
like to
there is
improvise.
there is a working console here. In
I would
fact.
like to.
Ned's gonna join in the smashing the eyes because he's like, this is
Okay.
probably how that Caliban person is watching us. Because everyone's watching us all the time. We're always being observed.
I'm really tired of these eyeballs.
Ned's got like somehow pulls out like tinfoil and starts making a little hat.
You know, if you just close your own eyes, it's like they can't see you.
You
As I just.
As you're trying
so
to,
weird.
So, do you want to enter a password, or you just want to try to hack it?
Try Ariel.
I would like. That's where I was going, actually. I would like to try a password,
Or Caliban.
starting with Ariel, knowing what I.
grants
very-
access.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's exactly. I mean,
Good work, team.
Hell yeah.
We did it. We know computers.
Hell yeah.
you know
we
what?
know.
This is a legit way to
sentiments.
hack stuff. People's
It
kids'
is.
names.
Yep.
What you get is a console that, after you spend a little bit of time, there are all these visual feeds that you can select. In addition to the hundreds that are going dark,
One of them just says eyes.
as quite a few of them are going dark, as Lily and Ned continue their righteous work.
I would so long, but as soon as I see that there are different feeds, I would say if you could hold off for just one moment, because I need at least one monitor that is.
Here's the
working.
thing: some of them are not in this room, and as you look at some of them are back up in the main residence
where we were before.
and lab and depot and all of that. And as you're kind of back calculating, because you have the kind of layout of the station in your data banks, and you're kind of calculating the angle where these cameras must be, and you realize that you can see out of any computer terminal up there as if you could spy on anybody in those areas using a terminal as a camera.
Interesting. Do I happen?
By the way, take an
As
XP
I'm-
for this.
Hell yes. Do I happen, as I'm flipping through, to see anything on any of these terminals?
So let's see. In the
I hope the answer is no.
in the main station, no.
Oh, good.
However,
Oh, good.
there are 4 other feeds that are not in the station and are not in this room. In one, you see some large former human, perhaps, swollen, just, well, frankly, swollen with fat. Think Baron Harkonnen from Dune, if you ever saw Dune. Think
I can imagine.
hundreds and hundreds of pounds, like just well outside of the range of normal human, even obese human. We're not talking obese.
Yeah, like extreme Jabba the Hutt.
Yes, exactly. But it's not just that. Metal plates and tubes are fused into its flesh, and there are barrels of projectile weapons extruding from its chest, from its various mouths, eyes, and arms. Mouths. Right. And it is sunken in a pool of some kind of dark fluid.
Uh-huh.
In another one, you see a 7-foot tall, naked but covered in wires man. And many of the wires come out of his head and drag behind him like a train. In another, there are about a dozen humans being, I'm just going to say, digested by what look like cybernetic leeches. And in the other, you see a dark, quiet room with granite floors, a black metal box, and a man that's fused into the wall. You see these things on these other feeds. These are not up in the station. I mean, they're in the asteroid where you are, but yeah. After a while, Ned and Lily, I mean, nothing interferes with you. You're able to finish your mission of destruction unless you decide to stop.
No, we go out. All out.
Actually,
To completion.
you know, I'm going to ask you different when you see all of these things. Could you hit that panic check button for me?
You certainly can.
Hey.
Success. You relieve a stress.
Oh, yay.
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Noise. Tay.
I look at it and internally I think, some strange biology there. I'll add it to what I know about the normal human physique.
Oh, no.
Do you say
More than one
anything to your companions about what you see?
I would imagine that when I'm scrolling through them, it's actually showing up on the screens that are around.
No, it's just on the console that you're looking at.
Okay, well, I would broadcast them on the screens around so that I don't have to relay with my words. They can see for themselves.
That's fantastic. I need 2 things from the organics here. No, just one. I just need you to make a panic check.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry. It's fine. You don't have any stress. It's fine.
This is gonna be great.
This is gonna be real bad for, well.
Ned, can you roll on that panic table, please?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god, you got psychotic. Oh,
Yep.
Now, I know it just says...
For those in the audience, psychotic came up as red text.
Immediately attack the closest crew member until you do at least 2d10 damage.
Oh no!
I think it's Lily. 'cause
Lily is definitely the nearest.
I have the crowbar in my hand and just like, tell me this is just
Lily
like,
turns into a giant
get the
eye.
fuck out of here. Just-
Lily's not real. It's just your mind. Lily's not real.
so,
This isn't
do I need
real.
to
Lily's
That's
not
do I
not
need
the
to roll
real
the
Lily. Yeah, you need to make a combat check.
God, you fail.
Yeah, he
Yay!
just whiffs, but Lily, he just comes over you with the crowbar and just destroys the monitor right above you, missing your head by inches.
I'm going to turn around and say, "What the fuck?"
just I can't do anything else but just like attack again.
Ned, can
right?
you make another combat check, please?
Yeah.
He swings again, and this time you kind of duck out of the way.
Ned, what you're doing seems to be highly illogical. Are you sure you're all right?
I'm going to kick Ned in the knees.
Can you make a combat check?
I will make a combat check.
Y'all are rolling in the 90s. Like, you're not even, like, barely... This is like if I got in
trying to get low. Yeah.
This is like if I got in a fight. This is how bad y'all are fighting. Like, you're like...
Ned's gonna
I'll be
swing
clear,
again.
not a fighter. Yeah, Ned, let's see what you... Oh, my gosh. Came closer that time.
I would like to try to restrain Ned.
Can you make a combat check?
I can.
Can
could
I-
I make a combat, or could I argue a strength check to just try to restrain? I'm not trying to injure Ned. I'm simply
Okay.
trying to keep him
All
from
right.
injuring anyone else.
Sure.
Okay.
Critical success!
Y'all just need an android in your life.
Yeah, I'm going to say that because it's a
Rock
critical success, Ned, you don't even get the chance to kind of, like, fight back against them. Like, you're just fully disarmed. As,
Yeah.
as-
Yeah, I like grab the wrist and just kind of squeeze like the tendons in like right here by your wrist so that your fingers just go blah.
Yeah.
And then I just take it and I twist it behind you and I just grab around your sternum and just say it would be very, very wise if you were to stop this behavior. It is not becoming of you.
RPing this is real strange.
I mean, paranoid psychosis is...
That got Jesse so good. Jesse, are you all right?
Sweet little Ned. Uh-huh.
Yep. So yeah, that is currently being restrained, just like fighting and frothing and just.
Ned, if you do not calm down, we will have to.
I'd like to.
know.
It would be great if you calm down.
I would like to jury rig some restraints for Ned if he doesn't calm down with like leftover wires.
Calming down.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think, yeah, you could, with the critical success for the original restraint, I think we can do that. Here's what we're going to do.
I have a thought though.
Go ahead. Please.
When Lily gets close to like I know headbutt.
Oh.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have an opposed strength check from Different and Ned.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
And it's not just a number, it's what kind of success it is as well. So Ned... Oh, yeah, no, Ned. Nope.
Nope.
Different is not letting go. You are just...
I do not have what one would consider a human level of strength. I would suggest that you stop this course of action.
You know what's funny? Is, yeah, Different is considerably stronger than Ned, even apart
I
from
have a
the...
strength of 41, y'all.
Yeah.
Mine's 30. Ned's not super weak, but he's not.
No,
You know.
you're not an android.
I would just like to say that Ned is weaker than Lily.
Which yeah, I didn't roll well on stats, y'all.
So, here's what we're going to do. That was a good call. Ned, they successfully restrain you. Until you...
Chilled the fuck out.
And what we're going to do is, we're going to say... I'm going to suggest two things. One, I'm going to suggest out of character, and the other I'm just going to say out of character. One,
Yeah.
I suggest that at this point, your characters are very tired. And this seems to be the closest thing to a safe location you have found since you entered the flesh corridors.
It really is.
Sure,
Now that
now
all
that
those
I'm
monitors
taking
are
the
Relative-
spider.
It's
Yeah.
all relative. I'm going to say
Correct.
that this is a place that you could choose to rest,
Yes.
and also that this is where we'll break for tonight. I think that... So, question... Well, we'll do it the rest in a second. Just a question to the three of you. Are you... next week I'll be traveling. Is everybody available 2 weeks from tonight? Because I think that'll be the
Yes.
last session.
Yes, the 27th. Yes.
Let me check. Oh.
Uh-oh.
No.
No. Okay, then we'll figure out when the next...
I will be at a wedding.
On the Thursday?
Yeah, trust me, I'm very upset by this.
Okay. All right, sorry. Didn't mean...
I am as
Trust
upset
me.
as you are.
I wasn't upset. I was surprised. And I was
no,
like...
I am both.
Okay.
Upset and surprised.
We'll,
I have known about this date for a while, and I have not gotten over it.
so we'll figure out timing, but when we come back, y'all will carry out. We'll just go ahead and do now the rest, and then we'll start off. So here's the thing: I need all three of you to make a fear save, but the two teamsters at disadvantage.
Wow, Ned. All right.
So Ned,
Nice,
you
Ned.
succeed somehow.
Yeah.
Lily fails.
I'm too freaking out.
Different.
I feel so bad. It's so bad. Oh
Not
no.
only did you somehow get above an 85, but you critically
Again,
failed.
I have failed every single one of my fear saves.
Okay, so I need but different to make another panic check, please.
It's fine.
Oh, that's good. Man, I'd be worried about. So
I get that stress and I take it away. Just in one
Lily
ear and
was
out the
better
other.
off alone.
Correct.
what? So walk me through this. Different. What is it about trying to rest with a restrained crew member that first you get freaked out and then calm yourself down? What does that look like?
I think it is seeing what I know of Ned and seeing what behaviors Ned has exhibited so far prior to this moment. His current actions are exceptionally illogical and do not make any sort of sense to his character as I know it. And so the two ideas I have of Ned are not fitting well together, and this is causing the circuits in my headspace to not sync up very well. And then eventually I realize, oh, Ned must be acting out for attention. it just goes away.
What?
That's the logic. That's the logic I came to. That's
right.
the only thread of logic that I came to.
All right. Well, we're gonna take it. We're gonna play at some point again, and finish this off, and see what y'all can do to either. I think we mentioned before that Mothership basically is designed to result in one of three outcomes: survive, solve, or save. And I think we can kind of see now. You could choose to just survive. You could choose to try to solve what's going on down here, or you could choose to try to save someone else, but probably not survive. So
Interesting.
I mean, those roughly speaking, you don't actually,
Yeah.
it's just kind of playing out that way. And I think that let's wrap up to go around real quick. Tell everybody if you got anything special going on, and then your stars and wishes. So let's start this time with Jesse.
Hello, I am Jessie. You can catch me. You can find me at Jahoos the Moose on the interwebs, and also on, oh boy, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. EST, I will be on Ephemeral Worlds, the premiere show of Verdant Silence, which is the sequel to Velvet Soiree, where I am bringing back Piper, the Chaos Gnome.
Piper!
Piper the Chaos Gnome. And then on Wednesday, you can catch me at the Mythic Grove playing Alia, the super wholesome chicken farmer who doesn't have a dead body on her porch anymore. It's great. And just has eggs by the dozen.
Very wholesome. Listen, anytime you have to say doesn't have a dead body on their porch anymore, I'm not sure how wholesome that really is.
It's honestly the most wholesome game.
The show is very wholesome.
It's a very wholesome game.
And yet you told me for 2 weeks that you had a dead body on your
Well,
porch.
because I had a dead body on my porch, but like
Yeah.
the post of the dead body was really wholesome and wonderful.
Okay, all right.
Stars and wishes. Stars. Different and Ned. The end. That was the end of my statement. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Send a tweet.
Wait.
Talk?
Is different
Talk?
the star and Ned is the wish?
No. The dynamic between Different and Ned as they tried to look for me.
As they existed together.
Tried to just exist. Fight. Throw grenades at people. It was great. I mean, like, I was having a moment, but like I did not have the moment that Different and Ned were having, and that was incredible. Wishes. Oof. I want more. I want more comments. I want grenades.
I have 2. I can give you one of my grenades.
I would love a grenade.
Ned has a
During this-
grenade. Shit. If Ned,
That is restrained.
No, I guess wishes would be. It's not really a wish. It's just I'm like very excited to see. I guess psychotic, paranoid Ned play out.
Listen.
I don't think Ned's going to survive. I think Lily will put him down.
I don't know if any of you will survive. But
Not
okay.
doing so hot as far as health is
I'm
concerned.
doing fine health-wise. I just have the most breakdowns.
Yep.
Yep.
Not doing so hot up here.
No, health is not great. Health is not great.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Health in all aspects. Right now.
that's legit. Maria, what about you? Anything you got going on in Stars and Wishes?
Yes. So, you can find me at HappyCaster on Twitter, where I post about things that I do sometimes, including starting this Sunday evening
Sunday.
at, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern
8 p.m. Eastern.
on Corey Hickson's Twitch channel. Both myself and Taryn and our good friend Zach will be going through Burning Wheel again. If you saw our first season, it was real fun. The second season, new characters who dis is going to be starting on Sunday night. So please keep an eye on my socials, Taryn's socials, Corey's socials,
The socials.
the socials, and you can see more and hear more about all the cool things. Beyond that, I think that's the only thing that I have going on right now. Also, I do work with Goblin Society Games at Society Goblins on Twitter, where we are releasing a bunch of magic items for D&D 5e, all custom, all homebrew, all cool, all awesome. We're hopefully going to be making a book sometime this year with all those compiled in them, and there are going to be over 300 of them. So it's a big project, and it's super fun. So if you like magic items, go check it out.
Cool.
Cool.
And Taryn.
Stars and wishes first.
Oh, I'm so
Stars and
sorry.
Wishes.
Yes,
Oh,
we both forgot.
I forgot. See, I forgot.
Nope, that's what I'm here
Stars. Ned just losing everything. Just everything just going very quickly downhill. It was going to get there eventually, and I'm very all sad and also so happy it all happened to one person instead of being spread out to all of us.
Yeah.
Are you?
I mean, I am. Well, it's more interesting when it's all piled up on one person. So 'cause then you're just really falling into despair. And also me being completely and utterly emotionless and it being just the worst thing ever, and I love it. Wishes. I wish to find less wall sphincters next week. I don't think that's gonna happen because this module is basically all flesh and sphincters.
I think y'all. Well,
Did we find them all?
I take it back. You're gonna. Yeah, they're on one.
Okay, that's fine. That was more of a joke wish. Mine was very similar to Jesse's. I'm just interested to see how this turns out and if any of us survive.
Mm-hmm.
Not looking great.
It's not. The odds are not in our favor.
The odds are not in your favor.
But
this game is not intended for the odds to be in your favor. So.
no.
The module has the high ground specifically.
Correct. Yes.
The high ground was where you left your ship.
Yep.
Is it the above the asteroid? Is that where we should have stayed?
You're like, oh, I guess they're all dead. We should turn around and go home.
Gosh, that would have been so smart,
That would've been
right?
so
Oh
intelligent.
my goodness.
You know.
I'm
Can't
thinking.
can't figure anything out because they're dead.
I'm thinking about what the crew up on the ship is thinking about while y'all are down here. But yeah,
They're probably playing charades or something. A Mario
Solitaire.
Kart tournament or
sure.
something.
Yes.
Cards.
Now, Terry,
Cards.
Yes.
what you got going on in Stars and Wishes?
Hi everyone, Taryn. You can find me on the Twitters at TarzanNoZ, where I tweet about tabletop RPGs and beer mostly, and also aspiring woodsy himbos, just my new goal in life. But yes, things I'm doing this on Saturdays. You can find me on Rolls for Change, playing Fate Star Wars. The
Pretty cool.
the relentlessly chipper HK assassin droid turned medical bot, who is a joy to play. That is.
I want to congratulate you. I want to that you're now playing 2 characters against your usual type.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate
you also
that.
did that last session when I mentioned that.
Because it's legit.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of fun to play. That is 11 Central AM. So join us for some late Saturday morning Star Wars cartoons. And then, as Maria mentioned, we will be doing some Burning Wheel on Corey's channel on Sunday. We're going to do some world building, some character building, just kind of getting things set up. I think that system takes a lot, so it's good to kind of see where everyone's coming from and not just jumping right into play, because it's a lot. But other than that, I think that's it right now. Yeah, Stars and Wishes, star everything. Rolling multiple times on the panic table was great. Oh shit! Just remembered. I wish I'd remembered the Teamster thing to re-roll on the panic table. I wish I had remembered that.
Yeah, me too.
I wish I'd remembered that thing that is important.
But you
to
know
my
what?
class.
It almost evens out a little tiny bit in the sense that there were some fear saves earlier that you didn't have your disadvantage on. It doesn't actually even out, but
Yeah.
it helps a tiny bit.
Yeah, but
We're
yeah,
learning. We're learning.
learning.
We're all learning.
Yeah. That's my wish.
Okay,
My
that's a
star
legit
is
wish.
yeah. My star was
Your
was
star
this
is
session, but yeah.
getting to roll on the table. Your wish is that you remember how to use it correctly.
Yes.
Fair. Fair.
But yeah, no, getting to RP, Ned basically breaking was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That's good.
Yep.
All right. So, me, you can find me obviously here. You can find me on Twitter at the same name, Technoscald, at my blog, technoscald.me. And, you can search on YouTube for Technoscald, and that's mostly just VODs from here and a few computer games I used to play. My stars and wishes. First of all, a star to Jesse for finding a way to kind of keep going when not only was her character all by herself, but then we had these long cuts over to other people. And during the time you stayed engaged, when we came back, it was basically you and me RP, and you didn't have another, quote, player to riff off of. So, cool on that. And also, I greatly enjoyed also the dynamic between Ned and Different, who are quite different. My wishes is just that, I'm hoping, we're going to wrap up this mini campaign, this 3-shot basically. And I'll be wanting to run some Mothership again soon. I just remembered that I do have something else, in my little announcements, which is, these two things are related. Sunday around 1 o'clock Central, I'll be running some Trophy Gold here on this channel. Related to that, I am in the current stretch goal for the Trophy Kickstarter. So, if you go, which I'm going to throw this link in chat right now. If you go to the Kickstarter for Trophy, there's a stretch goal to get to $150,000. We already hit the goal. Originally, I wasn't involved in the Kickstarter, so I've been talking about this, and this has just happened. That they originally wanted 10,000, they're up to 114,000. If they can hit 150, they're going to publish a mega dungeon with a whole bunch of different authors, including yours truly, designing one of the levels of the mega dungeon for Trophy Gold. So I like the game a lot. If you like it, please support it. If you're not sure, come take a look when we play it, or on my YouTube. I have a couple of VODs of Trophy Dark, and now I'm going to run Trophy Gold. Trophy Dark is basically the one-shot version, and Trophy Gold is sort of the campaign version. I'm oversimplifying, that's the basic idea between them. It is a game about doomed treasure hunters in a haunted environment that doesn't want them there. So, that's the thing. Other than that, thank you, friends, for playing with me. I've been enjoying this quite a bit. And thank you, chat, for hanging out. That's the reason that I even streamed the game, just so my friends can come hang out. Other than that, everybody have a real good night. And remember, moist.